Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of our Neofly from Cessna to 747. The goal of this series is to be using Neofly, which is our fun little program over here, that basically simulates a career mode similar to American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, kind of like that, where instead of just flying around in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is great for that, you actually have objectives and a reason to do it, from delivering cargo to doing flights for passengers, either for sightseeing or just straight up transportation. So to start off, I've loaded ourselves up with a Cessna Skyhawk with the G1000 Garmin on it. And so you can see here, we got about half fuel, and it's worth $400,000. We haven't flown a flight with it yet. So for people that don't really know how Neofly works, you'll kind of get the hang of it. There's a lot of tutorials out there that do a lot better a job than I will ever do at explaining how it works. The basics of it are you can pick up a mission here. It tells you your distance and how much it will pay you upon delivery. And then you get into the game. You load up at that airport, going to the other airport, and you match your cargo weight to what Neofly says. It's a plug-in hooked into the files. The computer will green light it, and then you take off and fly it. And when you land, you have to sit there for about 3 minutes while it unloads your cargo. Kind of realistically, it's a little long. I wish it was shorter, but once that's done, you get your money, and you use your money to buy new planes. So we're starting here at the KRBD, which is down in Dallas. You can't see it because the map's broken. It's hooked up through Bing. But we're down in South Dallas. You got to kind of fly smaller airports to start with. So up here, we're looking for an airport that has concrete on it, which is what we want, that matches our plane, because we don't want to fly, 300 passengers in a Cessna with 2 extra seats. And we're at our mission rank. So there's different varying levels of missions, and it says it over here. So you can do long hauls, which are cross-continental flights, which you need like a A320 or 747 to pull off. And then there's also stuff all the way down to a bush flight, which you can use any plane with, but it's built for single-engine props like a Cessna 172 or Beechcrafts. So right now we're looking for passengers or cargo. I like looking for cargo flights. I think it's easier. It's easier to meet the criteria. There's also a rating system at the end of every flight that tells you how you did, from comfortableness to, like, if you crash, you lose a lot of money, and that kind of thing. So right now, this is our mission list that we can use to fly a bush flight from our KRBD, which is where we're at right now, where our plane's sitting, to a different one. And the thing about this is, if you fly to a location and you don't like any of the missions, you can't just change your location without editing game files. In the confines of what you want to do with it, you have to actually fly your plane to a different location. Down here at the bottom, you'd say, hey, I actually want to be at this. You'd enter your ICAO, hit fly, and it would generate a mission to just fly there. So typically you don't want to make empty trips. That's how you lose money. You do have to pay for fuel. That's over here in the hangar. You'll see I'll have fuel. Fuel's pretty cheap. If we go to click it, it's $132 to fill up my tank right now. So I might as well just do that. Because a lot of times I'll actually forget, and it'll tell you before you take off, hey, you're low on fuel if you get under 25%, or if it calculates that the amount of fuel you'll need to complete the trip is less than what's in your aircraft when you take off. It'll give you a warning that says, hey, you can take off, but you're not going to be able to complete the mission. And as far as stopping and refueling, you can do it. It's kind of tricky. The game doesn't really, or the game will let you do it, but Neofly doesn't let you do it. And you'll see when we get in the game, Neofly will actually override whatever fuel level that we put into the plane. So in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you've got the option to fuel your aircraft up with, your own personal level of fuel that you need for the flight, and Neofly won't let you change that. So you're stuck with what they give you. Everything else is pretty lax. And then down here, just kind of running through things. These are upgrades that we'll do. Eventually you can grab one of these planes that are for sale. You've got a cost over here, like an extra 330. A lot of them, so Neofly is built for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but also X-Plane 11 and a couple other programs. So you'll see some planes in here that are not actually part of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you can either take them out or you can add in DLC planes, like if you've got a 737 or the 777-300, which is what I have downloaded right now. It's one of the mods that I have. You can import it into it. You can type in your characteristics of the plane, and it'll put it in there. Because all the program cares about is the code. It says that you're in the plane. You're good to go. So this is our goal right here, is to purchase a 747 for $105 million. So you can take out loans in the finance tab. Here's a bunch of loans you can take out. The interest rates, it costs a certain amount every flight. The way to get a lot of money going really quick in this game is kind of like Microsoft Flight Simulator, not Microsoft Flight, kind of like American Truck Simulators. You can hire staff. I could come down here and I could go to crew, and I could hire Berlin here to fly a plane for me. He costs a certain amount of money per hour, and he will fly the plane while you're flying something else. So once you get that first plane purchase and you've got your Cessna and another plane going at the same time, you can run multiple stuff and kind of snowball into making a lot of money really quick. The only thing that I don't like about Neofly is how you upgrade aircraft ranks. So as you can see right here, we've got a check mark for our A, which is a single engine piston plane. And to upgrade to B, which is multi-engine, and then to C, which is turboprops, and to go all the way to F, which is where the 747 is, which we're going to get to, you have to fly like a familiarization test mission. I don't like how it works. I've never liked how it works. So what we're going to do is, in between episodes, we don't have to worry about it now. I'm actually just going to go into the game files and give myself the certifications for those, just because it's not fun to watch somebody fly a preordained path in a circle for an hour to see that you know how to fly it. I know how to fly it. We'll figure it out. Okay, so last thing to do is I'm using the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 for the PC. It also works with Xbox, so it's really cool. It's really nice for flying with a Cessna especially. It's a little wonky for, it's got, you can't see it, I'll move my camera. It's got, your throttle, it's got your prop, and it's got your fuel mixture. And then up here you've got four, tabs that go up and down. So you can use that for throttle. You can use that. Right now I have it set up for flaps and speed brakes. And you can change that when you get up to a 4-engine craft like a 747. You'll actually be able to control all 4 engines with different tabs, which is really nice. But obviously that's a long way off for episode 1. We've been going for a little bit here. It's a long-winded intro. I didn't mean to do this, but I'm trying to keep myself kind of engaged with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's really fun. I like learning how to fly the planes, and this is something that I've wanted to do for a little bit. So let's load up our first mission over here. We're going to be doing a pretty short flight. I want to keep these flights kind of short to start. I'll chop them up in editing so you're not watching me, fly at 100 knots for 30 minutes as I cross the sky. But we do want to make sure we're making some money off of this stuff. So we'll go over here. We'll fly to, we'll fly to this one, T67. Looks like it's north of Fort Worth. So you'll hit right click and you'll hit fly. You can also stack missions in case you want to load up, like you can load up a cargo plane, like a 777 cargo variant, and stack up like 50 cargo missions and just bunny hop your way from airport to airport, and you can unload your cargo as you get there, which is cool. So right now they're loading up our cargo, even though we're not really at a gate. We're kind of just chilling at a small, right next to a small gate next to the taxiway. So once this sound is over with, we can boot up our engine, kind of get things warmed up. I'm trying to do this realistically, so I will be parking and going from gates, doing the full taxiing. I've got ATC going through the computer because I don't like dealing with it. So transporter from dispatch. Okay. Cargo is on board. You are clear to taxi to the runway and take off. So we will start up our engine, get everything going. already going to start pushing us back, which is fine. Aha! I was wrong. I can never remember its opposite. This is fine, actually. We can just go this way. We should probably take our parking brake off so we're not going at the speed of a snail. And we are doing our best to crash this airport before, or this airplane before we even take off. Okay. So our Neofly program has us waiting for takeoff. As soon as we take off, they'll say good flight. The little robot lady will say good flight or something like that. And we will be on our way. And it's a quick, I think it said it's about 30-minute flight for us right now in a little Cessna at about 100 knots. We're going to try and get up to about 3,000, 4,000 feet after takeoff. Let's get on that runway. Set our flaps to 15. We'll just do a rolling start here. No reason to mess with it. Our trim up to 10. And let's take off. So once it's at 1,200 feet after we climb out and do a U-turn. So let's try and hit that. Ooh, it's windy. It is windy. Good takeoff. See how it's blowing us all the way to the left there? That's wild. Alright, let's get a good climb going with our trim here. Oh, we should probably have all our lights on. I'm really bad about not hitting those. I guess we can take off our taxi lights now. So here we go, and we are on our way. And if we would flip back over to Neofly, which I won't because there's no reason to, it told us that we are airborne and we are on our way. So from here on, it's, I mean, as soon as you load up, it's pretty much a normal flight. There's not a whole lot else to do as far as Neofly goes. You just got to make sure that you don't, you know, crash into the ground on your way there. And once you get there, you start unloading. So for now, I'll just keep on flying. I'll let you know if I stall the plane or something stupid like I think I'm about to. I want to keep it at about... Oh, we want to push some throttle in here. Alright, we're reaching our cruising altitude of about 3,500 feet. Pretty quick here. Just moseying along, kind of keeping a pretty steady pace here. We're not really going nuts with the vertical climb. There's no real reason to. We're not going up like we would be in a jet or anything. Yeah, so we're just flying around South Dallas right now. We passed Dallas. Dallas is actually back that way. It's not showing up on my map like I would like it to. I think we're a little out of render distance. I don't know if my computer's set up wrong as far as that goes, but the streets are there, which is cool. You can see AT&T Stadium off to our left over there. That's that little dome. And I kind of like to have up the little markers. It helps me know where I am. But for now, I will see you once we reach our navigation point in about 11 miles. There's DFW over there off the right. I feel like we might be in their airspace, but we'll just pretend like we had clearance. So let's actually get down to... We'll start our descent a little early here. I know we can drop like a rock, but I don't want to do that. I feel like that would be just death for our poor cargo or whatever we have. Okay, there's our entry pattern. I do play with that on just because I'm not familiar with all of the airport flight paths yet. That's something I need to get better at, but for now, we're pretty good. The other thing that I kind of wanted to do in this game was, we're starting in Dallas because that's where I live, but I'd like to eventually, by way of flights, go around the whole United States, because you can go pretty much any direction once you get to an airport. There's always about 10 to 15 missions. They do a really good job of making sure that, you know, it might not be realistic that you can fly this way, but there's always a way to bunny hop around airports. So we might work our way east down to Houston, and then along the coast around Florida, just because it's pretty to fly around in, with our little Cessna here, and just kind of bump around the southern United States, work our way up the coast on the east side, might go to New York, and then work over to Chicago, and then kind of do just a big outline of the continental United States. Fly over the Rockies. You know, we might fly down the Rockies. We might go to, you know, Montana, find the Rocky Mountains, and just fly south all the way to Arizona, and then go up the coast in California. Just kind of planning it out in my head. There's a lot of fun things to do in this game as far as giving yourself an objective, and I think that's a good one, is to just bump around the outside of the United States, kind of see everything, and then once we get to you know, a bigger flight that can actually make ocean jumps, we could maybe look at going around Europe, if we can get over there. Yep, so there's, let me see if I can flip over. You won't see me real quick, but you can see we lost a handled bonus because we stalled on takeoff. That one was on me. That was stupid. But there's a couple of those. There's a time one. There's a stall warning one. There's a bumpy landing one. There's obviously a crash one where you lose all your money, potentially your plane. Let's bring her into land without crashing and without stalling, hopefully. Where is the runway here? That is my question. Oh, it's over to the left there. See it? That is tucked behind a building. That's what that is. Alright, we're going to have some fun with this one. Because that is straight up bad that I have to do this. We've got to scoot around the building or over it. And it looks like we're going to go around it because I'm coming in real low. Don't clip your wing there. That's fine. This is like a bad guy's secret base landing here. Alright, let's flare. Oop, we bounced. It said nice landing, but it definitely wasn't. Alright, mister. Hopefully I don't run you over with my prop. We're a little off, but that's fine. Alright, parking brake on.
Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot.
We can turn off our plane here. And you can hear them unloading. Not a bad flight, considering that we had to bank it around a building. This is what I was talking about with the rendering. We should have come in from the other direction. Obviously, the wind had us come in this way, but it would have been really nice if we didn't have to fly around a building that was 50 feet from the end of the runway. It seems like a bit of an oversight on their part. So let's switch on back to Neofly here and finish up our flight. Cool. So we're just waiting on our money to come in. Where is it? There it is. So we are done with our mission. We can end it. It'll end it for us. and we're done. We can back out of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that was our first flight. It was successful despite the geometry of the runway trying to destroy us. We got some XP bonus, so once you get leveled up enough, you go up in rank, and when you go up in rank, you qualify for better missions, which pay more. So that's another way. There's rank, and then there's aircraft class that you can fly. So that will conclude the first episode. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to try and keep doing these. I always start a series on a YouTube channel and then fall out of it, so I'm going to try and keep this going as long as I can. Make sure that we've got at least one series on YouTube where somebody's actually doing a Neofly thing, because a lot of people don't post their videos. They do it on Twitch. I'm trying to keep something on YouTube so that everybody can enjoy it. All right, well, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.